Hi everyone, it's Adriana again. In today's video, I'm going to be reviewing the ilabel Bluetooth Thermal Shipping Smart Label Printer, as well as some Betckey shipping labels. Now, if you didn't know, Betckey is a leading supplier for compatible direct thermal labels. They're committed to providing their global customers with the best quality products, competitive prices, and outstanding service. ilabel is a printer brand. It is compatible with all Betckey thermal label types except for the Brother series. Now, the Betckey store has been on Amazon for over 10 years, ranking first in the US, Canada, and Western Europe with a 100% positive rating. Their website, Betckey.com, has been ranked first in the world in labels. Betckey has graciously sent me multiple shipping labels to check out. They sent me the regular 4x6 shipping labels. They sent me some 1" by 3" address or barcode labels, some 2" by 4" shipping labels, and then some 2" by 1¼ multi-purpose barcode or SKU labels. So this is what these look like. As you can see, it comes with a lot. So if you order labels from Betckey, you're going to be getting your money's worth with these shipping labels. So this is what the normal 4x6 shipping labels look like with this printer. So this is what it looks like for these labels to actually print. I'm printing multiple of this handle with care sheet, and as you can see, it prints out really quickly. It also has perforated lines for easy tearing. It's got really good quality in my opinion. And then if you turn them over on the back, they actually have the sizes of the labels on the back side, which just makes it easier for you to check the size and select the size on the printer. So I did want to show you me actually changing the paper, just in case you're interested in this little gadget here. It is called a label holder. So if you just go on Amazon and just Google, just search up label holder, these will pull up. I obviously had to get mine in a cute color because it is me, duh. Anyways, so yeah, so you open this up by pressing the little button on the side. You take out your old labels, and then you just switch it to your new one. You want to make sure to feed a good amount of labels into the little thermal label printer so that it can actually grip onto them and then feed them through. You also want to make sure to size the little gadgets inside of your thermal label printer. You can resize it so that it holds on to your labels as the labels are being fed through. So make sure you move those little gadgets to fit to your specific labels that you're using. So we're gonna go ahead and print onto these. These here are also shipping labels. They are just a smaller kind of shipping label. Now I wanted to show you real quick. On your computer, I'm using Photoshop, but you can use anything. You will just go into the printer settings and select the paper type that you're using, just like with any other printer. You're going to select the size labels that you're using. So that's what I'm doing here so that it will print out correctly onto this size paper. So as before, it prints really, really quickly, which is great. Tears off very easily with no tearing as far as like tearing in the middle or anything like that. And then again, if you turn it over, it shows you the size of the labels. That way you know what to set your measurements to. Now, these labels that I'm using next are the multi-purpose barcode and SKU labels, but of course you can use them for anything. I think these are a really cute little size. I plan to do a lot with them, but as you can see, compared to my hand here, they're not that big. They're only about a 2¼ by 1¼ So yeah, you can use this for a lot of things. And then last but not least, here I'm using the address and barcode labels. Because these are so skinny, they kind of like fall off the main roll, but it's okay. We're gonna make it stay. I just don't want to get tangled up in the actual thermal printer, you know? So I wanted to make sure to fidget with that. So just keep that in mind if you want to get any skinny labels, whatever you plan to use them for, that they might kind of, fall off a little bit. Here they are printing out, just so you can see again, they print out really quickly. I was thinking that these would be really good size labels for those of you that have, that go to those like craft shows and things like that, or little markets. I don't know, it just, again, for a barcode or just, made by, and then you know, with your name, your business name on there. I just thought it was a really good size. So yeah, those are all the different labels that I was sent by Betckey. And of course we have to do a sticky test. We got to make sure that they're actually sticky. So I'm going to grab a smaller envelope, one of my little cushion envelopes here. And I want to test the stickiness of it and the durability of it. So I want to see, like, if I were to like kind of crush this package around, because you know the post office and all that, they be crushing your stuff. I just want to make sure that it stays even through that kind of crushing. And then I want to see if I can remove the labels. So good news, these are permanent adhesive labels, so they will not be coming off. As you can see here, it ended up kind of ripping off, and it's even that little last part is very hard for me to try to get off, so I'm not even going to try. But what we are going to do is stick one of our bigger size labels right on top, and that way I can reuse this package later, right? So I really liked how well it sticks. And again, it's not crushing or anything. It's not coming off, you know, when I mess with this package. So I really do like that about these labels with that permanent adhesive, like I mentioned a while ago. So now we're going to go in with a bigger sized label for my purple package here. And just see how well that holds up. It's super sticky. So that's good news. You know what I'm saying? It's a good sign. So I'm going to stick that on here, and it doesn't, you know, it's not ink, so it doesn't rub off or anything like that. And it stays even with this bigger package, so I really do like that. But I'm still going to try to take this off just in case. I really want to test it. I'm the kind of person that always has to do just a little bit more research. And yeah, this is permanent adhesive. It is not really coming off. So what we're going to do is grab a 4x6 label. And we're going to cover our torn label because, again, I want to be able to use this package at a later date. So we're going to stick that on there. Again, it's not ink, so it's not going to spread onto your fingers. And I'm loving it. I think I'm really in love with these labels. So I do want to show you before we end this video how to use their app. Just go to the Google store or whatever it is that you have and search for Label Expert. And it's going to be this one here. Go ahead and download that and get ready to use the app here. This is Bluetooth enabled, so make sure you turn on your Bluetooth, and then it's going to ask you to search for the actual printer, and then it's going to ask you to pair, so make sure you pair it. And then you're ready to go. Alright, so let's click on New Label and then click Custom Label at the bottom. From here, you can put in your label width and your label height, as well as you want it to be a rectangle or a circle. So I am going to switch this, let's see, I think to 3 inches by, or 3.5 inches by 1 inch. And then click Create. And then from there, you can start putting in whatever you want. So there's even emojis. You can put a barcode in. You can put text in. So I'm going to pick a little smiley face here. And I think I want to do like a Happy Mail label. So we're going to rotate that little smiley face so that it goes sideways. And then I'm going to pick out some text. So you have to double click the box with text in it to edit your text. It took me a second to figure that out. And then I'm going to type in Happy Mail. And then I'm going to find a fun font to use that with. I will say that I noticed they don't have too many fonts. I mean, they do have a good amount. I just wish there were some that are a little bit more, I don't know, cuter, I guess. But they're still, again, a really good mix of fonts to choose from. So I'm going to go ahead and go with this one. And just because it's kind of bold and dark, and I like that just so that it stands out more. And then once you've got it all figured out, all you have to do is click print. It's going to ask you to confirm a couple of settings, and then you're just going to go from there. So, what do I think about this ilabel printer from Betckey? I actually really like it. I wasn't sure how I was going to feel, and it pleasantly surprised me. It works really quickly. I had no issues whatsoever. It can take lots of different sizes. You can make this smaller, you can make it wider. You know, it turns on quickly, shuts off quickly. So I haven't had any issues. I will say installing it was a little bit of an issue for me, but that was a me problem, not a Betckey problem. So you do have to install the drive or the hardware, the software, whatever you want to call it, on your computer whenever you first plug this into your computer, or you can download the app as I showed you on your phone. Now, if I may say so, there are two changes that I would make to this thermal label printer if I was in charge of making this label printer. And the very first and biggest one for me was this little open button. This is what opens your label printer, so you can stick the paper in there. You can make this wider, you can make it smaller. The first thing that I would change is this button just itself. And the reason I say that is because it's flush with the rest of this product. So let's say this label printer is somewhere where you can't really look at this side. This side is like just obscured. You have stuff over here, whatever, it doesn't matter. I always go by feel, and I can't feel this button because it feels just like the printer itself. So I can't really feel it. So I had to keep going like this so that I could open it. And I know that doing this is not that big of a deal, but it is to some people depending on how they have their whole setup. So it was just a little bit of a hassle for me to continue to have to look like this, and you know. So there's that. There's the number one. I would make it a latch personally. I have another thermal label printer and they have a latch that you can physically click, and you will hear it and you will feel it when you click it open. So there's that. And then the second change that I would make is that this does not stand up on its own. Okay, you can see that it continues to fall. It continues to fall when you have it open. Now, that's a problem for a couple of reasons. Number one is that when you're fidgeting here, trying to put your paper and you're trying to adjust these, and these are a little tough to move, if this is falling on you, it's going to hurt your hand because it's got these razor sharp little, I don't know if you can tell, but it's got these razor sharp little edges, and that's what cuts your paper, right? And so I was fidgeting with it and it kept falling on my hand and it kept hurting me. And to load paper, sometimes you need two hands. And so that means that this would be falling. So I don't like that it just falls like that. I would prefer if it stood up on its own. The only way it stays up is if I tilt it, if I put it straight, it starts to fall again. So that is the only other change that I would make with this ilabel printer. Other than that, the labels themselves were fantastic. You did see in my video that I had a little bit of trouble with the smallest size ones. They're like the address labels. But those, again, they're not a problem with the labels themselves. It's just that's going to happen. When you have a very thin roll, it's going to get a little out of whack. So that's not a problem with the labels themselves. That's just how things are. But yeah, I really like this thermal label printer, and I really like the labels, especially just the variety of sizes that I got. I have a really great deal for you guys in the description box below, so make sure that you check out that description box so you can get your codes and your special links to get discounts on these items if you want to get them for yourself or for your office. I do plan to take this with me to my day job. I have my home job and my day job. I plan to take this with me to my day job because we have a million ways in which we need labels, and so I plan to take it there and just go nuts. But yeah, I'm really excited to use this, and I hope that you guys are too. So if you have any questions about it, let me know. I did again have to figure out, how to install it and all that stuff, and how to connect my Bluetooth to it and all that stuff. So if you have any questions, that's why I go through this, is so that you don't have to deal with any issues. So, and also, Betckey is really easy to talk to and reach someone if you have any problems. So, if you have any problems, you can reach out to me and I can reach out to them, or you can reach out to them directly. Either way, they have great products, and I really hope that you guys check them out. Other than that, I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!